Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here. Back again with another video. So the pressure is really on Joe Lombardi this week. And the pressure should rightfully be on Joe Lombardi. Listen, what we've seen from the Chargers offensively is just not good enough. It just has not been good enough. There are a lot of people making excuses. I'm not an excuse maker. But as far as we know, right, Joe Lombardi is still the offensive coordinator of this team. So as long as he's the offensive coordinator of this team, I am going to expect greatness. I'm going to expect greatness because that's what the Chargers have on offense, right? And I get the Rashawn Slater injury. I get all that. But the Chargers have greatness on offense. And that's what I expect. And there hasn't been any greatness at all. The Chargers have 58 points, a total of 58 points through the first 3 weeks. And they have yet to score anything over 24 points. So what does this tell you? This tells you that the Charger offense is not rolling. It's not rolling the way that it should be. And it's not even close. It's really not even close. So all this pressure is on Joe Lombardi. It's on his shoulders. And, I think personally, and I said this on the live stream right after the game this past Sunday. I said if Joe Lombardi does not come up with the plan, if he does not really hone in and get this game plan correct, he will be gone. I think he will be fired the Monday following this Texans game. Regardless of if the Chargers win or lose, I think he will be fired. You cannot have all this talent on offense. You cannot pay all this money to all these players on offense and only score 24 points. That's your high. You cannot have that. It just can't happen. The Chargers have to score. They have to score. They have to go out there and they have to make a statement on offense. It can't just be, we're getting through this, right? We're going to win a close game. It can't just be that. The Chargers have to continue to put pressure on this Houston defense, which, by the way, is not good at all. This Houston defense is not good at all. They rank 29th in defense. This is what the Houston Texans rank in defense. They're 29th. They are giving up through 3 games. They have given up 607 rush yards. So that averages out to over 200 yards a game. They're giving up over 200 rushing yards a game. The Chargers are only rushing for about 60 yards a game. This is a matchup that is really tailor-made for the Chargers to get right. It really is. It's tailor-made for them to get right. There's no excuse for them not to get right. I understand what the injuries are, but the Texans are not a good team. They're not a good team. The Texans do have a veteran head coach in Lovie Smith. I expect Lovie Smith to try to, scheme something up to try to take advantage of a perceived weakness that the Chargers have, right? Everybody's seen the blowout last week. Everybody's seen the blowout on Sunday. I think, going forward, the Chargers are really going to have to hone in on their game plans. They're going to have to be focused. They're going to have to be locked in because, you get down by that much and you have that much of an upsetting, loss at home. You're not playing well. Teams, even though it's early, teams are going to come at you with that they smell blood in the water type of mentality. They're really going to test you. So I think the numbers are what they are, right? The Texans, they are who they are. But I think Lovie Smith knows that this is their chance to try to make a statement, right? This is a chance to get their players energized, right? They haven't played well through the first 3 weeks, offensively and defensively. They haven't been good. So I think this is a chance for them. They're probably looking at this the way that the Chargers are looking at them. They're probably looking like, hey, there's some weaknesses there. If we can pull this off again and again by, I mean that by the Chargers, got upset by them last season. If they can pull this off again, I think it will really energize them. Even though they are they're a rebuilding team. They're rebuilding. They're trying to rebuild the infrastructure of that team. They're doing everything that they can to rebuild because, the old J.J. Watt, Deshaun Watson, Houston Texans, they're a thing of the past, right? So they are trying to rebuild. And I think they are looking at this. This might be a stepping stone victory, just like it was last year. So the Chargers got to be careful. I don't think that they're going to, just come out and lay down for you. But, to come back to Joe Lombardi, he's got to do something. He has to. He has to do something. And you have to strike fear. You got to go deep, man. You got to go deep. You have to strike fear in the hearts of people. You absolutely cannot. What you cannot do, you absolutely cannot come out passive. That would be the worst thing for the Chargers to do. You cannot be passive. You cannot come out passive. Nothing about what you do should be passive. The Chargers have to. They absolutely have to come out aggressive. It doesn't matter what the defensive front looks like. It doesn't matter what coverage, the secondary is playing. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. You have to come out and you have to be extremely aggressive. You have to be aggressive. There is no dinking and dunking. If there's dinking and dunking, all it's going to do is play into the hands of the Texans, right? Lovie Smith, we all know him from his defensive days, right? What does he do? He plays a lot. I mean, he pretty much is, he's not the architect of it, but he's known for that Tampa 2 stuff. That Tampa 2 is just, short passes, keeping everything in front of you and getting the offense off the field. That's what Lovie Smith is known for. If Joe Lombardi comes out and he game plans the way that he has been game planning, it is going to play right into Lovie Smith's hands. It's going to play right into his hands. It's going to play right into what they do. It is not going to put pressure on them, and they are going to be able to stay on schedule as a defense and kind of get the Chargers off balance. That's what's going to happen. You can't go any other way. You have to attack deep. The Chargers need to attack deep. They got to go deep down the middle of the field. They have to test this defense. They really do. There really is no other option because they have to put points on the board. All this dinking and dunking and, hoping to go on 12 and 13 play drives, it's not working. It doesn't work. You need layups. And this is something that I've talked about before. Great offenses always have layups, and the layups are always schemed in. There's 2, 3, 4 play drives. Getting down the field, there's layups. There's always layups schemed into it. Joe Lombardi has no layups schemed into this offense. Every drive has to be perfect in order for the Chargers to score. Every drive. It's got to be 10 plays. It's got to be 11 plays. Every drive has to be perfect. And that's hard to do in the NFL. There's holding penalties. There's drop balls, right? Guys run the wrong routes. Maybe somebody has the wrong read. Quarterback and the wide receiver are not on the same page. It's hard. It's extremely hard to go down the field 12 plays every single drive. You absolutely have to have some layups. And the Chargers, they better have layups on Sunday. They need to have layups. This cannot be a close game. If this is a close game going into the fourth quarter, then this is going to be a referendum on Joe Lombardi. And I think, again, whether the Chargers pull it out and win or not, I think he gets fired. Because there is just not going to be any pressure put on any type of defense. Again, Houston, one of the worst defenses in the league so far. Already 600 yards given up on the ground. The Chargers need to establish this run game. They have to establish the run game. They absolutely have to. There's no options. They have to establish the run game. Austin Eckler, he's only got 30 carries through 3 games. You're not giving him the ball. And it's ridiculous. He had 20 touchdowns last year. He has yet to score a touchdown this year. How does that work? The Charger offense is regressing under Joe Lombardi. And this is a video. I made several videos about it. A lot of people gave me a lot of pushback. Now everybody is seeing it. And I gave exact reasons why I thought that the Charger offense would be in trouble under Joe Lombardi. And the Chargers are in trouble under Joe Lombardi. This is not good. It's not good. So all the pressure is on him. He is coaching for his job on Sunday. I 100% believe he's coaching for his job on Sunday because you look at a worst case scenario, the Chargers lose and they put up 17 points or something like that. I honestly don't. You cannot leave Houston without firing him. If you're Brandon Staley, you cannot leave Houston without firing him. You cannot go the rest of the season and have this guy calling your offense. If you're 1-3 and you just lost to one of the worst defenses in the league, right? And I'm just this is hypothetical, right? Worst case scenario situation. How can you have this guy fly home on the team playing with you and not fire him in Houston, right? With one of the most talented teams in the league, right? 8 players on the top 100 list coming into the season. You have 8 players in the top 100. How is this happening? How is this happening? There absolutely cannot be any hesitancy, any reluctancy on the part of Joe Lombardi. He's got to coach like this is his coaching career right here. Because if he doesn't get the job done, I don't think does he get hired anywhere else? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Because yes, you can say you had the 5th ranked offense in 2021. But coming into this season, you have one of the worst ranked offenses. Not worse, but as far as just total offenses, they're towards the middle of the pack, which is bad for the Chargers, a team with this much talent. That's not great on your resume, right? Especially with the quarterback like Justin Herbert. You're not able to get anything out of that offense in the second year. That will look bad. So he's coaching for his job, and I think he's coaching for his coaching future on Sunday. He's 51 years old. This is going to be his last crack at probably an offensive coordinator job. There's young offensive minds who are coming up. You look at Mike McDaniel, right? This guy came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Tua looks like a Pro Bowl quarterback now, right? Who is the next young guy to come up and get that offensive job? Pretty soon, every team is going to go to a younger offensive coach. Joe Lombardi is going to get phased out. He's 51. It's just a different game, right? Between, a 51-year-old coach and a 31-year-old coach, 35-year-old coach. Both of those guys grew up in different eras. So they look at the game a different way. The younger guy is able to adjust more to today's game and today's NFL and how offense is called and all of that stuff. Joe Lombardi, he's a relic, and he looks like a relic right now. So this is really for all the marbles. This is Joe Lombardi's Super Bowl. Hopefully he is game planning like this is a Super Bowl, because that's what he needs to do. If he doesn't do that, then he's in trouble. The Chargers are in trouble. Brandon Staley will be in trouble, definitely for sure. But this is it. This is for all the marbles. Joe Lombardi has to show that he knows what he's doing, first of all, and he has to right his wrongs. These are his wrongs. The Charger offense, all of the bad play, the lack of run game, this is all on him. So what he needs to do, he needs to come out and rectify this situation. And I said that before a couple of times. This is probably going to be his last chance. This is probably going to be his last chance. One more national embarrassment, and the Chargers are going to be done with him. Shane Day will probably go up in the booth and start calling plays, and he'll be in the unemployment line. So we'll see what happens. But do I have confidence in him? No, honestly, I do not. But I do have confidence in Justin Herbert. I have confidence in this offense. I think that they can get the job done. But again, we will see. And we'll know more after the game on Sunday. That's really all I can say. That's really all I got for this one, guys. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for all the support. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow with more content. And until next time, thank you so much.